Oh, hey there guys, I'm Vandal, and this is my series called Shounen Anime Reviews, I guess. That's what the tentative title is going to be for right now. But today's title we're going to be talking about is The Promised Neverland, and I'm like really excited to talk about this because I've been reading the manga for a really long time and I normally don't read mangas. So let's get into this before I let this intro run on too long. So, The Promised Neverland is basically about a bunch of kids in an orphanage. They're chilling, having fun, they get to like live their everyday lives, and there's like some sinister secret. So episode 1 basically pops off, they wake up, they're chilling, they're doing their everyday life. You find out that they do these weird test type things where they have to take them every day, and they also have these weird numbers on top of their neck, which you'll come to find out what that means eventually. Also, spoiler warnings, I'm gonna try and make sure I don't drop any, but I'll also say if I do. Okay, moving on. So they do that, they do their tests. We find out a little bit about the main characters, Emma and Norman. Norman is my favorite character, but you'll understand why in probably 6 to 7 more episodes. But just know, Norman is the best character in the whole entire show. I don't care what you say, he is the best. So, Norman is my favorite. You learn a little bit about Emma, and then there's Ray, which you don't learn too much about him in this episode, but you understand that he's pretty perceptive as what can be shown from their interactions. So they play a game of tag. We get introduced to Don, who's really salty because Norman's the man, and I can feel that. If I was with some homie that was that swag, I'd get upset a lot of the times if I was taking a lot of L's. So he was taking a lot of L's, not gonna lie. They play their game of tag. Norman outsmarts pretty much everyone, and we learn that Norman's really smart. We also learn that Emma's really athletic. We also learn that every once in a while kids get shipped away, and little old Conny with the bunny was like, yo, I'ma write y'all when I go to the other side. Peace, homies, I'm out. But they eat their food, they go to sleep, and then the next day comes where I think, if I'm remembering right, Conny has to leave, and she gets her stuff, she says bye, and then mom or mother walks her to the gate where they're not supposed to go. And then they go there, but then Conny forgets her bunny. And I think this is what I'm gonna call like the rabbit hole effect or whatever. Like, this is the thing that opens up their whole world. Emma notices that Conny forgets her bunny thing, and then she goes back to try and give it to her because Ray's like, they're not too far, you'll make it if you get there on time. Which I wonder if that's foreshadowing for something that'll come to later, and we'll talk about that when that episode comes, but I think that could have actually been some foreshadowing for something that you'll learn about Ray later. But that said, looking at that, they go to the gate, they're like, oh, I guess Norman goes with Emma, and then there's like, oh, I guess we'll get in trouble, whatever. Alright, they go inside, they call for Conny, they don't see her, they look around, they see a carriage, and then when they see the carriage is when Emma drops the bunny because she sees that, well, now spoilers alert, if you didn't watch the episode, I don't know why you watched my video, but they find that Conny's dead inside of the carriage. And before they can really process everything, like they process it for a second, but they have a lot of things that are hit at them one after the other. And one of the things that they come to find is that all the other kids who have left really haven't left alive, probably. But before they can even get that thought off, they have to go hide because they hear someone coming. And Emma even has like the smartest amount of sense, which I love these kids so much, that in that moment she picks up the bunny and they go hide underneath, which was just like, that was smart. I don't know, normally people and things that are horror related don't do smart things, so I'm glad she actually did something smart. The monsters come, they're talking, actually wait, oops. So then after that they hide underneath, and then the reveal happens that they're monsters, demons, I don't really know what to call them, and I'm caught up in the manga and I don't have a name for these things, so we're just gonna call them demons for right now, because they actually haven't said what they are, and it would be nice for someone to actually talk about that in the manga so I could give them a name, but they don't have a name, and we're just gonna call them the demons. And then the demons come through, and then they see Conny and they put her in this vat, and it's like a whole lot of shit to process. Like, your world got flipped upside down, and I'm gonna talk about that in the latter half of this video because I really like what they did with this episode. They made the first episode of this way better than I think the manga was overall. But I think the manga still had some things that made it great too. That said, they see her, put her in the vat, they talk about eating her, and they're just like, holy shit, if we get caught, they're gonna eat us too. So they're chilling there, and everything's all good. Well, actually, that's a lie. I don't know why I lied. It's not good, it's horrifying. And Emma's just like, oh, where's mom? And then Norman again, came through and he was like, bruh, be quiet, we're gonna get ate. He didn't say those words, but in my Norman translation speak, that's what he said. So the demons call out to mama, they call her Isabel, her name's Isabel, and they're like, holy shit, she in on it too? Like their faces were, like their reaction, I'm gonna try and find like a clip of that, because their reaction was like, holy shit, my nigga, did you just see what happened? I can't believe what happened, my nigga. She just was like on their side, bruh. So demons chatting, talk about like they want to ship out Emma, Ray, and Norman soon, because when you turn 12, that's when you gotta leave the farm to go get 8. So mom shows up, she's like, I understand, I'm gonna get those kids when it's time. And then one of the demons is mad smart, she's like, I smell good tasting kids. I thought of an R. Kelly reference. I'm gonna put that to the side, that's fucked up. The kids make it out somehow, which is the most amazing part. I don't understand how they make it out, because they make it out of there like it was mad easy, like no one saw them, but whatever, they're smart. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They figured out a way out of such a very stressful situation, which might be coupled with the fact that they take stressful tests, but tests and real life situations are two very different things, so these kids must have amazing mental fortitude for being only 11. So Emma can't believe what she's seen, and she's just like, oh my gosh, Norman, was that really mom? And then Norman, being the realest person you will see this season, was like, yeah, that's mom. And that was amazing. And then they go back to the house, Ray asks what happened, and they're like, oh, we didn't get her the bunny. And they go upstairs, and then they talk about, Norman's like, we gotta escape, but then Emma's like, we gotta escape with everyone, which will be a very frustrating thing in a lot of things to come in this series when it comes to involving everyone, but it gets better with time. So with that said, this first episode was amazing. Things that I loved, all of the direction of the episodes, the shots that they used, the music that was used, like after this scene, like there's like the background song that mama plays, and it's playing in the background, and it's all nice, and then it snaps, and we cut to mama's face, and she's just like, you just see her eyes just like, holy shit, they know, someone knows, I gotta get them. And that part was hype. Like, I don't think that was in the manga like that. I'm not too sure. I looked at it briefly before, but if I'm thinking right, it wasn't there. And that scene was just like really cool. I liked all of the scenes of them moving around in the house. It gives you a better feel of their like relationship interactions and just like this jolly mood, especially in the first half of the episode, because the second half of the episode gets tonally different because of what happens. And I just love the tense moments inside of what happens when they look for Conny. Because when you think about it, it was just like, it was so well executed. Like, the shots were really nice, the angles were nice, the expressions on the characters' faces were perfect. It was really good. So I really enjoyed that part of it. I think that really made me hype and excited for what's to come. That said, the opening was, oh my gosh. So if you don't know me, now you do know something about me. I love Overworld. Anything that is Overworld, I pretty much love. My goal in life is to go to one of their concerts in Japan, and one day I'm gonna do that shit. But I love the opening. It was, oh, that saxophone, oh, so good in the beginning. The visuals were dope. The ending was okay. I'm not gonna really write home anything about it. It was just an ending. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great. It showed some really cool things, like it foreshadowed some things if some people were paying attention. There's a lot in this show to pay attention to. But for the next episode, maybe I'll review it, maybe I won't. If you liked my review, tell me down in the comments, what did you like most about the whole first episode? Have you read the manga #1? Have you not read the manga #2? And how did you like it? If you're either side of the 2 coins that I put up, maybe 3, I don't know what that was. But yeah, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And yeah, I'm Vandal. This was my shonen anime review. And you know, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Possibly. Peace. Peace? Peace.